Did you know GDPR applies beyond the EU's borders? It's true. If your business handles the personal data of European Union or EU residents, GDPR could apply to you no matter where you are located. Let's unpack how and why. When does GDPR apply outside the EU? GDPR affects businesses outside the EU in two main scenarios. 1. Offering goods or services to EU residents. If your website supports EU languages, currencies, or markets to attract EU customers, you're likely within GDPR's scope. 2. Monitoring EU users' online behavior. This includes tracking activities through cookies or personalizing ads for EU audiences. Simply being accessible in the EU isn't enough. There must be a clear intent to engage with EU users. Next, let's look at cross-border data transfers. GDPR doesn't just stop at intent, it follows the data, ensuring that EU residents' personal information remains protected, even when transferred outside the European Union. To comply, use safeguards like standard contractual clauses or binding corporate rules. These measures maintain GDPR protections wherever the data goes. Now that you know if GDPR applies to you, what can you do to ensure compliance? If you have a non-EU business that falls under GDPR, here are key compliance considerations. 1. Create a clear, accessible privacy policy. 2. Honor user rights like access, erasure, and portability. 3. Practice data minimization. For example, collecting only necessary data for specific purposes. 4. Establish a legal basis for processing, like consent. 5. Secure data with encryption and access controls. 6. Use standard contractual clauses or binding corporate rules for international data transfers. 7. Appoint an EU-based representative and, if necessary, a data protection officer. So, why does GDPR compliance matter? GDPR applies globally to protect EU residents, even outside EU borders. For businesses, compliance isn't optional. It's essential for building trust and avoiding hefty penalties. Achieving compliance can be complex, but tools like Cookieyes simplify the process. If you're a non-EU business with tracking cookies on your website catering to EU customers, Cookieyes ensures GDPR compliance for those cookies. Start now, achieve GDPR compliance, and stay ahead in protecting privacy.